Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, I'm not gonna get over saying welcome back to my channel. It's so nostalgic. Anyways, can you guys guess what makeup look we are recreating today? Any guesses? It's giving Maddie energy. It's giving Maddie knew who she was from a young age. Any guesses? We are gonna be recreating Maddie's look from the newest season of Euphoria. I admit I have not seen it yet, but I've been seeing all these pictures, and my favorite part about Euphoria is honestly the looks, the glam. Like, that's all I need to see. So I wanted to recreate this because obviously bad bitch, right? The double wing, the really matte face, the lip. So anyways, let's get into the tutorial. This one little hair is gonna piss me off. So we're gonna start with the eyes, but actually, I lied. We're gonna start with the skincare. I have a lot of dark spots here that I'm trying to get rid of, so I've been really avid about my vitamin C. Although I will be transparent and say I'm not gonna put sunblock on for this look because it's damn near about to be nighttime by the time I'm done filming this. This is the Claro Que Si Vitamin C Serum. I love that it adds just enough glow. We're not gonna be overly dewy because I will say that this look is fairly matte. So we're not trying to add too much glow, which goes against everything that I stand for. I wanna glow. A little Agua Fresca Gel Cream Moisturizer, 1 pump of this. This is what I use as my primer for my everyday looks. It's just enough hydration, it wears really well under makeup, so I love it for any kind of makeup look. It works for matte makeup looks, which is what we're doing today. It works for a glowy look. It just plays, oh, let me not mess up. If I don't put skincare on my forehead right now because I'm not trying to mess up my hair, don't judge me. We're just gonna leave the forehead alone. And then just eye cream because we're doing a ton of work under the eyes with this double wing that I'm setting myself up for right now. And while I do my eyeshadow, all of this will have its time to really sink in. This is the DESI Skin Agua Fresca Cooling Eye Cream. Okay, so I'm gonna apply that, kind of let it depuff. Okay, starting off with the eyes, I am going to do a full beat glam look. I'm gonna prep my eyelids with some concealer. This one is just the Too Faced Born This Way. I forgot to bring a mirror because I'm filming at the office, so everything in my little hand mirror and my screen. Okay, then we're gonna blend this out with the Beauty Blender to give us a nice, smooth canvas. I feel like one of my favorite YouTube looks that I did was Euphoria inspired, and I absolutely loved it. One thing I do know is that Maddie is always gonna show up. Okay, now we're just gonna go ahead and set that with a powder. I'm just gonna use the Huda Beauty powder. I'm dabbing most of it off on the back of my hand because I don't want it to get too crazy. Do you guys notice that I made my brows skintier? I actually kind of like them. I tried to make them as skinny as I could without having to like cover anything. When I do a full beat, I just need a nice blank canvas. So next we're gonna go in with a little bronzer. A lot of the tones in her makeup look are pretty cool toned, neutral undertone. So actually, I'm only gonna use a little bronzer just to lay it down as more of a softener between the darkness that we're gonna have in the crease and the brow bone. So I always start with this process with my Fenty bronzer. This is the Island Ting shade. And I'm just going to find my socket and go slightly above that. Thanks for all the love on my Selena Gomez video. I can't even believe I did that. You know, I'm just kind of coming out of that like initial like wow of it all. I haven't really processed that I got to do her makeup. You know, sometimes when you're filming a video and you're doing something creative like makeup, it's a little bit harder to talk to camera and do makeup at the same time. I'm personally not the best at it, but I try my hardest. So having my first video back when I'm a little rusty be with Selena Gomez, obviously like holding conversation, which actually was so easy. She was so chill. But then like doing 2 different makeup looks and having to remember the steps and what I'm doing was actually a lot trickier than I thought. I really appreciate all the love on the video and I want to have more people on and do their makeup. Actually loved doing it. This is the easy part. You know what I love about television makeup versus like, you know, when you're doing makeup for Instagram or TikTok or social media is that it feels more real, more lived in. And so it's not always about overall precision, if you've noticed. It's about making it look like a girl. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, it's a little bit less about precision and more about the overall look. Okay, so the bronzer part is pretty easy. You just kind of slap it on. All right, we don't want to add too much warmth because that's not what this is about. This palette is probably a perfect palette for this. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, and it is the neutrals. but it's the more taupey colors. I'm gonna use this lighter brown with a pinch of this deeper shade because I don't want to get too dark too fast. So we're just gonna take that. I'm actually gonna almost blend them together on the back of my hand just to soften them a little bit. This is actually the perfect shade. I'm gonna place it on the outer corner here and then lightly start windshield wiper motioning it inside into the inner corner, kind of hugging the eye socket. And it's okay if some of it gets on the lid because her lid is actually, it's not overall blank taupe, but it looks like a taupey base with a little bit of a light color on top. So I'm kind of just dragging this over the whole lid, but keeping the center light. I like to keep a clean brush so that I could use it to just buff the edges. Although in the photos and the video, her crease is actually pretty harsh in a good way. It's just not as diffused. Now we can just start deepening as we go. Working in layers is always best for me. I'm gonna just deepen this a little bit more to add a little bit more drama. I keep looking back at the reference and this part's pretty dark. Yeah, yep. I've been using the same brown and actually not even needing to really mix that deeper shade of brown. This has been building to the perfect color. So whatever's left over on my brush, what I'm just gonna do is lightly sweep it over the lid so that it ties it all together, but it keeps the center of the lid lighter than the crease. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye and come right back. Okay, so now it's time for the wing portion of this. I'm taking a little bit of the Agua Fresca moisturizer on a pointy Q-tip. This is a double wing, which means there's a lower lash line wing coming up and it's parallel to the upper wing. So to get these two to angle the same, there's a triangle in between the two shapes. So what I'm gonna do is clean this up. I have a lot of darkness in this area of my eye, especially post-pregnancy. So until there's a little concealer there, it's gonna look dark right here. So we've cleaned up the under eye. Now we're gonna do the liner. Usually I love to use Inglot gel liner, but I couldn't find it. So I have a Bobbi Brown and I also have a Melt Cosmetics liner. Hopefully this is recording. I'm stressed. Oh, I can't risk it. All right, so now it's time for the wing. So we're gonna go in with a thin brush. I haven't done a wing, like a really dramatic wing in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown gel liner and a little bit of Inglot Duraline. This is just a medium that helps make the liner a little smoother, kind of brings it back to life. Let's hope that this wing comes out nice and sharp. All right, this is not the best liner brush, I will admit. So when I do my wing, I like to look straight ahead and draw the bottom part of the wing with my eye looking straight ahead. That is the trick. You do the wing, just like that. This brush is not my favorite. Do I have another liner brush? All right, looking pretty good. I wanna add a little more drama, so I'm gonna take my nail, grab some liner, kind of feather it out. As I take the liner inwards, I'm gonna go thinner and thinner and thinner, keeping the thickness primarily on the outer edge. Perfect. Okay, now that we have our wing down, I'm taking a little bit of the same concealer I used on my lid and I'm going to clean up this outer corner. I probably should have used a color corrector. Use a Hot Mess Express over here. I'm gonna add a little bit more of a peachy concealer. I'm gonna let that sit while I do the other side. I'm gonna let it sit just for a minute so it dries. I'm listening to a show, so it's hard for me to talk at the same time. I'm gonna go ahead and let the concealer sit and dry down a little bit so that I could have a more full coverage finish once I blend it out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and buff this out a little. It's been so long since I've filmed YouTube videos, I don't even know. I keep forgetting to look at the camera. I'm like looking at the monitor because I don't have a big mirror here. So I just got into watching Handmaid's Tale. I feel like I used to watch it back in the day. When it first came out, this is what my theory is, because I don't really exactly remember when it came out, but I think I was still having issues conceiving. So for me, or the show was just too dark in general, but when I first started watching it, I was not in a place to be able to finish it, and recently I started watching it from the beginning again, and it's just as shocking. It is very crazy to watch, but I've made my way through almost all the seasons now. It's not the show you want to like fall asleep to, but I've been watching it at night because that's the only time I really have to watch it, and I catch myself sobbing at like 1 a.m. I need a little bit of chicle. I'm gonna go ahead and set just that little sliver of powder on the outer part of my under eye. In the photo, she kind of has a triangle of light between the upper wing and the lower wing. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder in shade number 2. I'm only gonna apply it there because I haven't applied the rest of my concealer and everything yet. Okay, for the inner water, oh girl, she is crusty, dusty, musty. Did I bring another inner waterline? Well, I guess it's fine once that part came off. So we're gonna use a skin toned liner in the waterline. Ooh, she's creamy. Ooh, my eyes are watering. Okay, let's look at our photo one more time. It's the double wing that's freaking me out. Okay, for the bottom, I'm gonna use eyeshadow because I feel like eyeshadow is easier to control. If you have a hard time doing a wing, eyeshadow is always your best bet with an angled brush. I feel like it just is more forgiving and it's softer. You could remove it a lot easier than a gel. So what I'm gonna do is take an angled brush with a little bit of the black shadow from the Makeup by Mario palette. I like to dab any excess on the back of my hand, and we're gonna go for it. What I'm gonna do is take the brush, I'm gonna press right underneath that nude liner we just put down. Part of me is telling me I should do my foundation and concealer first, and the other part is like, no, what if you mess up? I'm just gonna go with it. You just press little by little. So I'm just lightly tapping. I'm not dragging, I'm just tapping, just because the skin under our eye is so delicate. There should be a triangle in between the top and bottom, so I'm just gonna go at the angle that would make a triangle. Girl, with the little under eye lines, this is a little bit trickier. I'm taking the Q-tip again. This is why I didn't wanna do my foundation. Clean it up. If I had a liquid liner, this would be so much easier. I gotta get real close up to a mirror right now. I found a mirror. So all I'm doing right now, I'm sorry I have this mirror, but you guys, this is a serious business. I'm just taking this and cleaning it up with an angled brush. Okay, we finished this double wing. Is that looking normal, or do I need to connect these two? That's the question. Now I'm gonna move on to the other side, but I'm gonna do that off camera because it's gonna take me a minute. Okay, the wings are done. That is probably the hardest part, and to be honest, it wasn't as hard to do the other side once I had a mirror in front of me and I could get really close up. Because you know when you do a wing, you kind of have to hold the skin taut with one hand and like draw with the other. I only had one hand because I was holding the mirror. So my wrinkly under eye was like, okay, I'm using the Makeup by Mario liner to tightline the waterline with a little black. Now it's time for our lashes, which I've already prepped. I knew my lash glue was right here. Like, do I not see it all of a sudden? Where's my lash glue, girl? I had the lash glue sitting right here. I already put the lashes on this side. I'm using the Libra Lash number 1, and I cut it so that it feels more like an outer lash than a full strip. And then just give the eyelash a little press on the outer corner for that extra lift. Okay, so the skin for this look is pretty simple. It's matte with bronzer, but it's more of a cool tone bronzer and a tiny bit of it looks like a peachy blush from the pictures I see, but it's very minimal blush, no highlight. Okay, once we do the foundation, it's gonna really make everything else pop, the concealer and everything. I'm gonna finish this look off with a mascara. This is the Urban Decay Tube Job Mascara, and just kind of use this as the glue to put my lashes with the falsies. I'm starting to feel like a bad bitch every step of the way. Time for foundation. This is not an earring, by the way. This is my headphones. I'm gonna use this One Size Turn Up the Base foundation. This is in medium 50, golden. Hopefully it's the right shade. It might be a little bit tan for me. And I brought another color. Let me try this one. Maybe this is a better shade. Oh, that's darker. Sorry guys, I feel so unprepared, but I feel like I'm doing this for the first time in so long, so I don't even know what's going on. Might be a little bit warm, but we're gonna go with it, because like my body's pretty warm, just my face is pale. I want a full coverage matte look, which is why I chose this one. Actually, I honestly think with my body it's gonna look really good. I'm gonna have to bring it down the neck, guys. Ooh, on the ears. Forehead is gonna be difficult because I have my little swoopty swoop. We're gonna try to push it back just for the foundation. Okay, let me push this back a little bit so that I could do my forehead so it matches the rest of my face. The coverage on this foundation is outstanding. All right, to kind of cool down the face a little bit, I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I'm going in with the Born This Way concealer. This is in the shade Neutral or Natural Beige. I'm kind of placing the concealer lower opposed to really close to my under eye, and I'll blend it up. Blending this out into the forehead. I almost got that in my brow. Okay, I'm taking some of the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder on the back of a triangle sponge, and I'm going to dab that on the sides of my nose and right here in the under eye area, above the brows. I'm not gonna do much blush, and I'm not gonna do a cream contour. I'm gonna just go in with powders. So I'm taking the Huda Beauty pressed powder, and I'm going to set the face, and that right under the eyes, down into the cheeks, and just kind of diffusing the powder around. And I love this little wedge sponge. This is so great for the outer corners of the eyes and also for those sunken cheekbones. I also use this for the center bridge of my nose. I went a little crooked. Let's fix that. I'm gonna take my Fenty bronzer and give this nose a little contour. Bring that contour into the brow bone and up into the brow and the shadow. As my powder is setting, I'm gonna also take that bronzer and apply it on my cheekbones. We kind of already have a bronzer low-key because of the foundation shade. Feels pretty bronze, but just to set, and also dust this off. Oh, how did I get black all over my forehead? When that happened? A little bronzer helmet for old time's sake. Why not? Lovely. Let's dust off this bake. Everything's starting to kind of blend into each other, melt into each other. Let me get this hair right. Before I get the hair down, let me just mist my face. Oh, you know what? I need a blush. Girl, this video is all over the place. This is a Makeup Forever blush, and it's the B308. I don't know where this is from. It's from my old kit, but it has a nice peachy color that we're trying to go for. In the picture I'm looking at, it doesn't look like there's too much blush, but definitely a little color to the face, and we need it because right now the face is a little flat from all the mattes. This is so fun, actually. Like, honestly, this is the kind of stuff I want to film. Do you guys remember back in the day, anytime there was like a big event in makeup and beauty, red carpet, Met, we all recreated like the most amazing makeup looks? I feel like that it still happens, of course, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be, where we used to like really go in and do recreations. I love that kind of stuff. Like, I love doing this. This is actually really fun for me to be filming. That blush was much needed. My face was looking like so matte. Okay, now before I put the hair down, I'm going to set the face, melt the powders into the foundation. I'm using the DESI Skin Do Me Over. This is the best mist just to kind of make your face look more like skin, even though we put a lot of foundation on. Gonna bring back that satin finish, but still keep it matte looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna make you super dewy unless you want that. And then you spray more and you use a dewier base. While that is sitting, actually, let's take the hair down because I'm just too eager to see what it's gonna look like. Need some hairspray, which I brought in my purse. I curled this morning, so that's why I'm having a little bit of difficulty unless I recurl it. Okay, the fun part, it's time for the lips. I love a lip liner. She has that really deep brown lip liner with that like mauve center. Her little swirl is obviously shorter than mine, but my bangs are longer, so we had to make do with the bangs that we had, okay? I'm starting with Cowgirl by MPH. This is one of my favorite lip liners. It's like that Your Lip Liner, but better color. The lips are getting bigger and bigger by the minute. This also has that really nice mauve undertone. Now we're gonna go in with Makeup Forever. This is in the color Limitless Brown, and this is where it's gonna come to life. Oh, there's nothing like a fresh lip pencil. Oh, this is the perfect lip combo. I wish I had a little more volume here. This needs a little volume. She's giving it flat and just feathering that brown out with a fluffy brush. And then you could also use like a concealer brush. And then in the center, I'm gonna use a tiny dab of this Dose of Colors Truffle. This actually could be a little dark. No, I might use a little concealer, old school style, just to like really lighten it up. Yep. I did it. And then in this photo, Maddie also has a little beauty mark. I'm gonna use a dark brown eyeshadow right there. And then I'm just gonna deepen mine too. I forgot to do a little lower lash mascara actually. And we're done. This is the finished look. I could sit here forever and just keep going. I needed a little dark there or something. I don't know. It's weird. All right, and this is the finished Maddie look from the newest season of Euphoria. What do you guys think? Sorry if this makeup tutorial was all over the place. I feel like you guys, I need warming back up into YouTube. It's like I don't even know how to act on camera anymore. But I really had so much fun creating this look. I mean, damn. Okay, let me know what other videos you guys would like to see since I'm back on YouTube. Is it like everyday makeup looks, mom makeup looks, which is kind of like my everyday makeup look, but really dialed down because I only have like 10 minutes to do it most of the time. Whatever it is, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.